Well, hey y'all, it's Brian SLC Farms. So today we're going to try again. We're going to go try to bale some hay. We've had this hay down for about a week now. You'll get that in early spring where it takes a while. It's all been tethered a couple times. We're just kind of trying to let Mother Nature do her thing. Yesterday we had a cool overcast day. It didn't allow the hay to dry as well. So we're going to jump in the Kubota. We got the hay rake hooked up. We're gonna go rake some windrows, try to help it dry a little bit in the windrow, get it fluffed up some. And hopefully here in an hour or so, we'll be able to go hop in the Massey with the cloths and make the first dry hay of the year. We've made some silage, but it'll be our first dry horse hay for the year. Some really premium quality stuff. All right, y'all, we made it out to the field. I went ahead and scratched together 2 windrows here. I'm gonna check this stuff out, see what it's looking like, get up here into the thicker portions. This is some really nice young first cut, but we got to make sure we don't have too many spots like this. This is where I say it might be an hour or two before she's ready to go. Let's see, I'm gonna try to do a, see if I can stick y'all. Baby, stay camera. There we go. So what I'll generally do is grab a wad of hay, hold it in my hands like this, bunch it together. If in the third time it breaks apart just like that, that tells me your hay's ready to go. Now this spot right here, it's got a little green to it there. That's why I'm going ahead and raking it and going to let it sit for an hour or so. 1, 2, 3. Half of it broke, you can see, but you've got some that did not. You give that a couple hours, it'll be ready to go. Be right at that about perfect moisture there. Then we'll grab another wad here. That's called a bunch test. Some people do a twist test. They'll grab it and twist. 3 twists. 1, 2, 3. And that hay should snap. I've never really liked the twist test. Your hay's got to be a little dry for your twist test. For our fescue and the orchard grass, the bunch test seems to work better for checking that stem moisture. So again, that 1, 2, 3. See, we're not quite ready. A couple of hours, stuff will be ready to go. So we're gonna go ahead and rake this field up, rake a couple more, and we'll come back and get it baled up. Well, that's all I can give you of that show. Sorry guys, y'all, we're outside for this whole field. That was 9 acres. Sped up some of it, didn't speed up some of it. Took us about 20 minutes, 22 to be exact if I was recording. So we're gonna head to the next one, right up the street. We'll see you when we get there. Pulled into the second field for the day. Here it is. It's about 9.5 acres. We're gonna get it raked up real quick. Probably gonna put y'all in the cab for a minute, talk a bit, and yeah, we'll see what happens. I've been enjoying the radio today. So we're trying to break an hour or two ahead of the baler. What has happened was the weatherman gave us a really nice long stretch of dry weather. It looked like it's going to be about 10 days or so. And then now, coming across the U.S. is a small line of storms. And so there is a chance, it's like a 40% chance of thunderstorms tomorrow afternoon. But at the minimum, it's going to be cloudy and overcast. And then after that, after those storms get out, that's going to be nice mid to high 80s for the rest of the week. Today is Monday, and so we got that little, like I say, threat of thunderstorms. This field here, we love this field. It's smooth, flat, but we got that 30% chance or 40% chance of thunderstorms tomorrow. And I honestly would really like to just let this hay sit today and then come back, bale it tomorrow. Well, not even rake it today. Just let it sit all day. Come back, bale it tomorrow. Let it get just a little bit drier. But this is premium hay. We've got the new preservative kit just in case we need it. So I would say that this whole hay right now, as I'm raking it, is probably pushing 15 to 17% moisture. I prefer to bale at that 12 to 14% moisture. I'm hoping that getting it fluffed up in a windrow is gonna, and leaving it an hour or two more, letting it get a little warmer in the day. We're pretty early yet. It's about 1 o'clock in the day right now. Maybe start baling 2:30, 3 o'clock, something like that. Hopefully everything will be dry. I might have a couple of edges along some tree lines. That's what I like about this field, no real tree lines. That might have a little bit of, still not 100% dry yet. But we'll see what happens. We may leave those windrows along the tree lines and not even bale those. We'll just see the new preservative system has moisture discs in the baler, which I've wanted for a long time. So it will read the moisture on the fly, apply preservative as needed, the amount that's needed, if it's needed. So we really like that idea. It's not something that we want to use all the time, but in situations like this, that's why we bought it, just to be able to kind of push the limits just a little bit. So this field here may be a little bit drier than the one we just raked, so we may bale it first and come back to that other field a little later day. Sorry, I'm talking. I need to concentrate when I'm getting to the end of my road here for me to turn. I probably don't have to go as close to the fences. I'm going to be making 2 outer rounds anyways. So what I'll do is go in the field when I'm raking ahead of the baler. I'll go ahead and rake all my back and forths, clean up my windrows at the end. Y'all probably just saw that in the clips before me talking, but I'll explain why. It's just easier. I don't have to worry about catching the the end rows as I'm turning around, and I don't smush them down either, and so it just works better. Now, the baler's right behind me. We'll do all the outer edges, and then I'll start my back and forth. I'll clean up my ends so she's got room to turn around and all that. So far, this will be the first dry hay we've raked with this new rake. I'm really digging it. I'm going to do a complete review on the rake and on the new 071D. Probably should do one on the Massey, but honestly, if you're looking for a good review video of a 5711D Massey Ferguson, Dennis over at DLH Farms, he's got pretty much in-depth anything you need to know about it. I'll probably just do more of my faults of the tractor type video. But the only thing that I can really see with this rake that differs from the Vermeer is the center kicker wheel set. Although it kicks the majority of the center and flips it to the outside to be raked back in, it leaves a little streak down the middle between the two wheels. And I wanted to talk to Ogden. Great thing about them being a small company, and ask them, their thoughts on it, and maybe we could talk about some things to be able to fix it so it does catch all of the hay in the middle. I'm pretty sure that they charge, I'd have to look at the sheet, but it's a couple $1,000 or more for that center kicker wheel set. And the whole purpose of the kicker wheels in the middle is to move all the hay, so it all gets flipped over. When you've tedded your hay or cut with a 3-point disc mower or something that doesn't put it into windrows already, like we used to have or we still have our chrome 3-point disc mower, it just lays the hay out. And so the whole purpose of that center kicker is to flip all the hay, especially in early spring and fall conditions, when you're really pushing your weather limits, and you want to get all that hay flipped so it can dry in the windrow good. And even missing a 3 or 4 inch streak, that's a little streak of hay that's not getting flipped over. Noticing occasionally I'll get a streak or 2 of hay here. I don't know if it's missing, I don't believe it is, but you can adjust the tension on each individual rake wheel, how tight those springs are, and how much down pressure they put. And I may need to put just a little bit more, but I've got it pretty light. I don't like raking up a bunch of dirt and stuff. I want it light enough that if there's a stick in the field, it's more than likely going to bounce over it, and not drag it up in my windrow. Stuff like that. So there's some features on the rake that I want to test out. Again, complete review video coming up on that at some point once we get slowed down here. And I've had time to put a lot of hours through different field conditions, from small fields to terraced fields, and let everybody kind of know my thoughts on it. Light hay, thick hay. This is supposed to be a high capacity rake. It pushes the wheels instead of pulls them. Again, all the reviews I saw on Hay Kings, the majority were really good. Some people complained with some older models about welds breaking or this and that and the other. But as Project Farm would say, we'll test that. I really like some of his review videos. If there's a product I'm going to buy, I'll see if he's reviewed it always.
Shout out to Todd at Project Farm for doing excellent videos on how to review things. He'll probably never see this, but you know, hey, if you hadn't never seen his channel, you should definitely go check it out before you buy anything. Well, I've probably chit-chatted enough. We have raked a little over half the field. We're running 7.5 miles an hour. I believe we're raking about 23 or 25 feet at a time if I use all the rake wheels. Power pole. Don't want to bend the new rake, but I hate leaving hay on the ground, so always get close. Y'all think a 70 horsepower tractor should love taking off in second gear? I don't. But that's coming as well. So we got this field finished up. Then we got 2 more landowners to rake, but those fields are pretty chopped up. One of them is like 3 different fields, and well, both spots are 3 different fields, but they total about 14 acres each. So just the way they're fenced off or stuff like this was a horse pasture at one time, and so it's fenced off, you know, and then she's got 2 other horse pastures as well. And unfortunately, this will be our last time raking this hay. We're going to be losing this farm, no cause of our own. I'm not real sure if the land's changing ownership or if somebody had passed away, and at this point we got notified we're not going to be farming anymore. We're lucky we're getting this cut off of it, but we're really kind of hoping we get some rain and I'll jump in and grab one more cut. But per kind of land lease stuff, August, September would be when we would give up this farm. So like I say, if we can get a bunch of rain, which you won't, but I'm trying to also get 600 acres of hay cut, plus or minus, and all us farmers won't tell our 100%, you know, true land numbers, but we're in that range there, 600 plus or minus. But you know, we want to get through all that hay early, and so it's like, well, we don't want a lot of rain, but we need some rain in between because we don't want our second cut to be crap. We'd really like 3 cuts like we got last year. Last year we had good yields, really above average for us. But this year we're in the field really early. Last year we started cutting hay on May 1st. This year we're 2 weeks earlier than that. So we're getting a jump on our crop. Like I say, this is some really young hay. It'll make excellent horse feed. And then we got a bunch of ryegrass that we're getting cut just the right time. I hate objects. Another power pole, guys. Anyways, so you know, if we can get this baled right, baled before this rain and with it nice and dry, we'll be above schedule for this year on our hay, and we ought to have a really good second cut. The way our poultry litter that we put out in the spring works, it's not just like, it's like a slow release, so we really don't have to come back and top dress our second cut on a lot of places, because that, if we get some good rains, we'll get the slow release from that poultry litter and get a really nice second cut, and then weather dependent, see what we do for our fertilizing for a third cut. So, alright guys, we will probably see y'all when we start making the first bales.
All right, y'all. Country Gal has arrived with the massey and the cloths. We're going to get it all set up, get her going, and we'll watch her bale a few bales. Well, y'all, we made our first bale. Beautiful bale. Problem is, we are high on the moisture. We were hitting highest numbers as 30% still. So, we're gonna let it sit a little while. If it doesn't go today, I'll leave it in windrows, see what happens tomorrow, what the weather's like. We'll come back to it, but that's just the name of the game. I'm not gonna bale it too wet. 20% is about as high as I would want to go moisture-wise with the preservative. And so we'll see if we can get it to drop some points. It's windy, sun's out, it's warming up more. It's supposed to be about 85 to 88 degrees today, so we'll see what happens. We're gonna probably just park one tractor here and drive the other one home. Got the Kubota sitting over there. Well, guys, it's about 4 o'clock now. The hay it's down to about 22% moisture from both my testers, from what they're reading. So I'm gonna probably put it off, even though they're calling for a 40% chance of a line of thunderstorms to come through tomorrow. We're gonna pray they pass around us, or it's not much at all. But I'm gonna end this video here. We're probably gonna go up the road to where we've been cutting the ryegrass, and I'm gonna back up and punt. I need to make about 20 more, 25 more silage bales. So I'm gonna run up the road, rake up a few windrows, and go from there. Bale those silage bales up, come back and get them wrapped. So I'm gonna put an end to this video. Again, appreciate y'all watching, and we'll see y'all on the next one.